everybody, Health Coach Art here with another story, and I think you're going to really like this one. Again, many of you know I'm a photographer and I love spending my time in the outdoors. One of my favorite things to do is explore ghost towns. Southern California, the southwest of the U.S. is just blessed with them. They're everywhere. And fix my camera here just a little bit. There we go. And one of my favorite places to go that I've been there countless times is Bodie Ghost Town. That is Northern California, just east of Mammoth Lakes. If you're into that sort of thing, put it on your bucket list. It's just the coolest place on earth. It's probably the biggest ghost town that I know in the U.S. and it's just has a fascinating story, which I won't go into right now, but it's worth looking into if you like that sort of thing. So this one particular time, I usually go in the off season, like my Yosemite story, it's never nobody's there. But this one particular time I went mid-November, I believe it was 2004, so this is a while ago. And I got there in the morning and I had the absolutely amazing experience of having this entire place to myself, which is unheard of. This is a place that you go in July, which I don't recommend because it's 100-something degrees, but it's hundreds of people there, if not thousands. It's just insane. And for a photographer, that's a nightmare. So I went there, and it was very, very cold, about 20 degrees, and it was amazing. I'll show some photographs here of this particular trip so you can see what I'm talking about. But half the sky was this brilliant, deep violet blue. The other sky was gnarly storm clouds. It was blue and black and blue almost, right? And so I'm walking around, I'm setting my cameras, and the wind is picking up, and it's howling through the wood homes. I mean, I'm not someone who gets easily spooked, but I was looking over my shoulder here and there, right? So I could see that a storm was coming, and this is not a place you want to get stuck. It's 13 miles of gravel and a small road, dirt road, off of 395, and once it snows, it closes. You're stuck. Yeah, so the ghosts will come and get you, I guess. I don't know. But I always end my trips there in the cemetery. That's always the last place I visit. I don't know why. There's just something about walking around and looking at the headstones and reading the names and dates. And it's amazing how many young children are there. It was a brutal life for these people, extreme summers, extreme winters, and no air conditioning, no heating. So I'm setting up for this one particular grave, a headstone that I'd photographed many times before, and you'll see it in a picture here in just a second. Like I said, I've photographed this one several times before, but different angles, different weather, all that. And like I said, it's getting cold. I'm probably tired. I'm starting to get a little bit creeped out. And I just had this feeling like I was being watched. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but not just being watched, but being watched by a little girl, okay? And it got to the point of where, I'm setting my tripod and camera, I'm just feeling like, okay, this is a creepy feeling. And I look over my shoulder, and about 20 feet away from me was this headstone. I look a little closer, and it says, "My little darling," and our little darling. And the date was, if I remember right, it showed that she died as just a little girl, like maybe a couple of years old. So it was like, okay, that's where I felt like I was being watched from. But that's not the story. As I'm framing up on this particular headstone, like I said, I've photographed this many times before, so how in the world I never saw this before, I don't know. I'm framing, I'm looking through my viewfinder, focusing in, and all of a sudden, for some reason, I noticed, I read the writing on the headstones. The name of the headstone, the guy's name was Arthur. Okay. Arthor. My legal name is Arthur. Okay, that's not the creepy part. the creepy part is he died November 11th. I was born November 11th. And to add to it, the day that I took this picture was Veterans Day, November 11th. And I will tell you, I felt chills just go through my whole body. I decided it was time. I had enough pictures. I wrapped that thing up and said, "See you later, Arthur. I'm out of here." And I went back and just contemplated and looked at the picture again. Every time I look at it still, it's like it gives me the creepies because, number one, like I said, I never noticed it before. And number two, my name, my date, I didn't like it. So think about that. Now, okay, it's a cool story, all right, and it's a real story. I don't make these things up. I've got lots of them. I've been doing it a lot of years. But what does this have to do with health coaching? Either as a coach or being coached, or maybe thinking about getting involved with one. Well, this might seem kind of odd, but I look back on that little moment, and I wished it immediately put me into out of my comfort zone. Like I said, I'm not easily creeped out, and I wished I had stayed and just kind of experienced that. I know it sounds kind of odd, but obviously my life wasn't in danger, but my head got the best of me at that time, and I wish I just kind of stayed and figured out. Maybe we'll see what would have happened. I don't know. And I think quite a lot of times in life, we're afraid to get out of our comfort zone. And quite often, for us to get the things we want, that we deserve to have, like weight loss, good health, wealth, happiness, relationships, whatever, sometimes it requires good habit change. And that, for a lot of people, is getting them out of their comfort zone. People don't like the change. It's a scary thing, especially when the change is unknown. Look at somebody who every day they come home from work and their thing is to sit down on the bag or on the couch with a bag of potato chips. That's what they do. That's how they unwind or they find comfort. So the thought to them, if you start to present it to, maybe that's not such a great idea. That's a scary thing for them, because the first thought they're going to have is like, what will I do without my bag of chips? I don't know what else to do. As coaches, it's our job to help them find alternatives, because eating potato chips and sitting there, we all know is not good for us, but they're all our healthy alternatives. So in that respect, maybe making changes is not so scary. So I would encourage you to push yourself past your comfort zone, whether it's to talk with a coach or not. But when we stay in our comfort zone, we don't move, we don't progress. We stay where we are, and many of us don't live out our dreams. So just think about that. And if that resonates with you, you'd like to talk more about this, habit change coaching method, as we call it, send me an email or send me an instant message, and we'll set up a time to talk. And I'll see you at the next story time. Bye-bye.